I'm going to, Karen, are you there, Karen? Okay, let's see, we're still waiting for. Karen? Karen, can you hear me? Karen? Karen? Hang on, you guys, I want to try to get her. Karen, what's going on over there? Yeah, it's just us three right now on here. I don't know why. We'll figure that out.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
I'm still trying to get menu items done here, and then I'm gonna check in here.
Oh, okay.
Do you want us to wait to eat before we start the meeting? Or, yeah, when we start the meeting?
because we already got people on board here. They're already waiting.
All right, so we need to start.
Yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it started. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna start right now.
Okay, thanks, Karen.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Good.
Okay. They were doing food decisions.
Food is important.
Food's important, but people have stuff to do. So yeah, we just, we want to get it moving forward. So let's see. And you guys have control of your video, right, June and Courtney?
Well, I have, yeah, I can turn it on or off. Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Mike, are you there? Yeah, there's so many people out sick, you guys. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of my other friends also tested positive for COVID, and the test came out late, so she was in campus for about 5 days before she found out she was COVID positive. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my 48-hour one to come back from the lab, because I tested positive on the antigen, the instance, but I still like to do the lab one.
Yeah, definitely. So fingers crossed,
Yeah, but it was best this way that, you know, whoever felt sick, don't show up. And if you can do it on Zoom, great, you know.
Yeah.
If not, it's being recorded. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted everybody to meet everybody sort of thing, you know, just to get.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. I mean, thank God for Zoom. That's all I say.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ray's having a problem. Again, let's see. Get that. Come on, Ray. So we got June, we got Courtney, we got me. We had Mike. Where'd you go, Mike? Oh, here we go. 5 participants. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got some more in here.
There's my dad.
Ah, there you are. What happened?
Can you hear us, James?
Yes, I can hear.
I
And I
cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me? Hang on.
Hold
Hold on a second. Let me fix that.
on the phone.
Hold on. I will fix that.
What's going on over there? Waiting for us to hear.
The sound come over your phone or over the computer?
It'll come over the computer as soon as he turns himself on.
I was worried, sound working.
Okay.
I was gonna say, did you connect the Bluetooth to the speaker?
You know what?
The Bluetooth, did you connect it to the
Nope.
speaker?
Yeah. No. You guys can't hear me, huh? Is that what it is?
It looks like he's on the phone, right?
Yeah, so he's talking.
Can you not hear me yet?
Yeah, he's talking to.
Yeah, he's
the
actually
phone.
talking to
And you
someone.
look really like Hi.
confused about
what's going on the other end of that phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna turn off
You
my
can hear me
Bluetooth
or
so
you
that.
cannot? Can you hear me?
There, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yay, I can hear you.
Okay.
Is that Bluetooth?
Oh, nice to meet you.
We're getting there. We got more joining.
Just a minute, I'm trying to find out.
Did you guys know Karen? No, I just spoke with her once. Okay, so this Karen, did you know? Hi. Everybody changes.
You're still trying to communicate with
No, you bet. You bet. Hi.
Did you tap it on your smartphone? Everything? Okay, hang on. I have to keep hitting, you know, admit, I guess. So,
Wait, scoot this up. Oh,
Oh, no. What do you mean?
I was putting it up so the camera can be, oh, there. What's the meeting ID?
the meeting ID. Hold on, I'll give it to you.
Okay, the camera needs to be about like that.
It is,
Otherwise, I won't see. This would sort of-
So I guess whoever is talking, like you're just gonna.
it's 334 061 389.
I'm gonna do the menus.
Okay.
Meeting.
No. We're getting agenda.
005 390.
Yeah, I'm just gonna step in here and do the lunch.
You know, I'm sure.
005 390.
Nico's on duty.
Zero, 005. Shushing everybody over there.
James,
Yeah, Ray.
hey, I finally got in.
You're in. You should be able just to tap the invite and it should automatically take you in.
No, it was having problems because of where I'm at, the service
Oh,
where I'm at. Yeah, so
Okay, starter, join the meeting, join the meeting.
there you go. Join.
I've got join the meeting, it's the meeting ID. Join with the invitation.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I didn't have the phone working. Very good. You live here, right? Yeah, I live here.
I'll send you one right now. Sean.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. If Karen was gonna watch somebody need I know she needed an iPad or a laptop. Yeah. How's everything going? Yesterday. Oh my God. Did they tell you guys? I think you did.
all right.
But I didn't think it was that severe. And they told me.
That one, Sharon?
I'm like, what? What's that?
You have two.
What? And he waited until I got to work to tell me. And he's like,
Okay, you got it? Okay, try that and see.
Where, how do you want your steak? How do you want your steak?
Man, you're all eating steaks and I'm eating a muffin.
I'm waiting to my daughter. She's watching. So I'm like, you see, Ray?
oh.
Hey, is Trinity watching?
Trinity's watching.
Oh, your cup is pretty good.
Yeah, he is like that.
That's cool how we're all.
I just,
Yeah, exactly. Weird name. Now we have faces to the name.
you're in, Sharon, okay?
Hello.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You're sure
You're just about ready to connect. Sharon.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Yeah.
And Jake.
Yeah, I found, yes.
Ah,
I found this site that gives you the first and last name, like an auto population.
Oh,
Yeah, and it does it for any nationality. And I was like,
I saw that.
there has to be a better way of keeping up.
Going back and forth.
Yeah.
I have like so many screens open. That's what it was.
I have to do like 5 tabs at a time.
No, I have the laptop, iPad, my personal phone,
It'll
and the
show
work phone. So
video.
much.
Connect to the
That's
audio.
a lot right there, yeah. And then I use Google Sheets to keep account of like
Right.
addresses
Because
because,
I've been forgetting too.
yeah.
Or I'll be like the name that I used the last time. Or like,
And then you can click like on the Google Sheets,
When you
there's this
ask if
tool,
Judy is on
and
duty,
you click,
you're gonna see those Judy was on.
data, what is it, data cleanup, and then it
Who-
removes all the
who-
duplicates. So like, let's
Oh.
say this is, for instance, this is the same as down here. It
Those
won't
look
delete
good,
this
why
one,
you
it'll
want
only
them on
delete
there.
the
Okay.
most recent
No.
duplicate.
Oh, no.
So, yeah,
You know
she
how I
showed me
updated
that.
it?
Yeah, and I was like,
Okay.
thank
Ron,
you.
you gotta turn your audio.
And then on
You
the
know, like,
Google Docs,
exactly.
and then on the Google Docs, it'll.
Okay, can you hear or see anybody, Sharon?
Computer, so like, so it's really.
Yeah.
I like to use it.
Well, no, you won't,
I'll
yeah.
be,
hang up, that's fine.
Alright. I gotta look it up.
Moving here. Who are we missing?
I just met her yesterday.
Hey,
I've known her forever. Yeah, childhood days. Right, so we've been through a lot and I haven't seen her for like 10 years. Well, I mean, we spoke and we saw periodically, but not like how it used to be. I was
Karen.
not teachers, you know, or it was just different.
Karen.
And her baby is 10, and the last time I seen her.
no, Karen, not Sharon.
We got Karen's insurance?
Dad, can you
Huh?
hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but we need to get started. Who are we missing?
Karen's ordering lunch. Is everybody else that's not in here on the Zoom thing?
I don't know. I see 8 participants, so that should be, yeah, because you guys are all just one participant in the room.
Okay,
So we've got June, we've got Courtney, we've got Ray, we've got Sharon, and I think we have I think Trinity, because there's no name, it just says iPhone. Trinity,
oh, yeah.
can you hear us, Trinity? Yvette,
Thank you.
ask the daughter if she's on.
She's on, she can see, but I don't think she can. I mean, ask her if she can hear you.
Is she number 16517?
We're still waiting for Miko too. I asked,
Where's Miklo?
he was supposed to be here 6 minutes to 1. You and your chair back. But then, I told him if he could stop for Red Bull, so he's making a stop.
You guys should have told me that. I wouldn't have started the meeting.
Okay, well,
That's okay. We can start without these, they can hop on. So what I'll do is I won't discuss the behavioral section of it yet till Miko's there, okay? Courtney's there. Courtney's a big part of that, okay? So Courtney can,
Who's Courtney?
Courtney Dennis.
Oh, Courtney Dennis. Okay.
Hi, I'm gonna have to respectfully decline to be on camera just because I wasn't expecting to need to be.
Not a problem, Courtney, not a problem.
Okay.
But you have a big role with the behavioral end of it, so I'm gonna, and I know Ray, you can hear me, right?
Hello? 236.
Mr. Ray.
Yes. Go past the casino to. No, it's on the ground floor. Yeah, it's by,
I'm sorry, James, what were you saying?
The machine.
No, that's okay. I think we're good to go. Let's wait just for a couple more minutes.
Don't touch the tripod. It's recorded, y'all. You're just out of it. Move upstairs.
So if you need some cold drinks, they're in the cooler. Otherwise, he's got Red Bull for those that want the drink. So have we started the meeting yet, or are we still just waiting?
Give me 2 minutes. Hey, Renee. Where is Renee? He's Pasquayaki. Where's Renee at? Renee. Let's see. Yeah. Renee. Renee is at his son's wedding, actually. He has to go back to his son's. Let's see, do you?
But she can't talk back to him. James, Trinity is setting up so she can talk back to you right now. She's on.
Okay.
But and she can hear you, but she just couldn't talk to you, but Katie told her how.
Oh, okay, good. And Sharon, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Okay. Oh, Renee says he can see us all, and that's fine. That's all we need. Okay. I'm just gonna say it. That's great. Stay on. Okay. So, I'm not gonna worry too much about the technical issues. Basically, I just want to make sure that everybody knows everybody's name, and we don't have to see your face. If you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. I understand. But chime in with whatever advice or opinions or ideas that you may have. That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Karen and Mata.
I guess not.
James, I'm sorry, Trinity, she got booted out. Can you let her back in?
What's that?
Trinity said she got booted out.
Oh, yeah, I just got her back in. Tell her she's
okay.
I just thought it was awfully dark in here, so.
Good. That it helps when I see a name or something on the icon, because I just see numbers. I don't know who it is. But Trinity.
I'm in and I can hear you.
Thank you, Trinity. You're our immigration specialist, Trinity. Did you know that?
Not really.
Yeah, well, you know that now, girl.
All right.
So, hey, who is number 16517? Who is that? Oh, thank you, Sharon. It's me? No, I should come up host with my ugly picture up there, right? Oh, that's weird. Okay. So anyways, we'll keep going and then ask.
I think that's all.
No rush. When you're ready, I'll just meet you up front.
Okay, sounds good.
We got Miko. What's going on with Miko here? I don't know, but okay. So.
You guys okay with mine not wearing the mask?
Where did you go? Are you still on? There you go. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I see how you don't have audio, but you can see. So if you can just stay with me on my phone, and then that way you can hear the audio, right? Okay, good. You got it figured out, baby.
Come on, good.
Sounds great. And I can hear you, Ray. Ray.
Yeah.
Say hi to Courtney. Have you guys said hi yet?
Hey, Courtney. How's it going?
Ray.
Long time I'll talk to you.
All right.
James,
Yes.
we have an awful lot of echoing in the background, and I'm wondering if you need for us to mute.
Probably.
Unless we're talking.
I don't know who's more familiar with Zoom than I am.
I am.
Oh, okay.
It would be best if anyone that's not speaking had themselves muted, because we can hear everything in the background and
Okay.
all the side conversations.
Yeah, and I'm taking notes. Oh, wow. Boy, the whole room went silent now. Courtney, that sure did work. Wow. Okay. Okay, so Mata and Karen, I just wanted to let you know that this is going to be the minutes meeting for Grandparents of America and sister organization John and Josephine Rose Living Network Foundation. We might as well do this as the quarterly, okay, since everyone's here. All right. So I'm just going to do a quick run through. Karen, the executive administrator, has the minutes, the meeting agenda, and we'll go through that quickly. We'll discuss open issues. We'll discuss new business. We'll discuss the agenda itself. And so we'll start the meeting at 1:26 p.m. January 22nd, 2022. And participants are going to be myself, James J. Rose, Executive Director, and these names are in any way and not in order of any importance or positions. I just want to let you know that, okay? Aminadab Orduno, which is David. He's Chief of Operations and founder. Miklo Dixon, which I guess he's not here yet, but he will be. He's our Director of Behavioral Health. Mary Medino is Regional Director of the Philippines. She is asleep right now, probably having some very nice dreams. So she's an absentee right now. Michael Slowick, I don't know, he tried to get on. He said he had some issues. So Michael, if you cannot hear me, that's fine. We're just going to show you as Chief of Operations Phoenix, absent. Catherine Sutton, my daughter, she is absent. She's an officer. Shanessa Mekatito, my other daughter, she's creative director in the Philippines. She's absent and dreaming. Jade Michael Catito is the media director, also my son in the Philippines, who is absent. Geoffrey Gagnon is director of content for LGBTQ+. He is absent. Elena Estrella, social advocate, absent. Bromwell Managa, Chief Operations Program Director of East and West Africa. I think he's going to try to join us. I'm not sure, but there's a time issue there, absent so far. And Mata Maldonado, Executive Director of GOA and Avion. She's present. Ray Aguirre, Director of Investments and Social Programs. He is present. Verlin Jose, Chief Tribal Advocate for All Nations. He, I believe, is absent. Janelle Galvez, Senior Health Tribal Coordinator for TO and surrounding. She is present. Yolanda Ramon, Senior Health Tribal Coordinator for TO and surrounding, is present. Renee Alvarez is present. Chief Liaison Tribal Officer for Pascoyaki and surrounding. Sharon Armstrong, Senior Patient Coordinator for Avion Group, is present. Monice Miguel, Health Tribal Coordinator for Gila River and surrounding, is present. Carrie KJ Atkinson, Insurance Claims and Office Admin, is present, right, KJ? Wait a minute. Yes, are you there, KJ? Yes, okay. And Tierra Candelaria is my future daughter-in-law and my son, James Rose Jr. They are very ill right now. So they are absent, but we'll watch later. Courtney Dennis, she is a future onboarder. We hope to have her as our Senior Behavioral Health Director. Courtney is very involved in things that we'll discuss here in a little bit. Karen Beaumont, Executive Assistant and Office Managers, present and coordinator of this meeting. Jasmine Hunter is a HRSA claim specialist. She's present, right, Jasmine? Jasmine, right, Jasmine?
Yeah. Yes, she's here.
All right. Did you feed the cat, Jasmine?
The cat is absent. The cat is absent.
And I know, June, you don't want to be called Dr. June Lau, but for meeting purposes, you are Dr. June Lau. She is our co-director and lead of the Global Children's Digital Kidney Platform. And Patricia.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry for the voice, it's just
okay.
sick. Yeah.
We are, a lot of us are sick, June. I'm so happy that you were still able to join us. And as an old white man, I'm going to slaughter this last name. Patricia Zuzettia Mata, help me.
Oh. What's that?
Patricia Zuzettia. Zasueta. She is also the co-director and lead of the Global Children's Digital Kidney Platform with Dr. Lau. She's absent for a very good reason.
I need a chair.
You need what? So we're almost done with this. Basmira Grace, I put that in quotes. Hanafa, she is our senior director in Uganda for the children's social and educational programs. She is absent. They're having problems with Wi-Fi out there right now. Now, the last of these people I'm going to mention, they're all absent, but they are still on the board. Okay. Joshua Falcon, Marlon Hobbs, Lydia Reyes Orduno, Grace Walsh, Edward George, and Kirsten Laskarian. They're all still officers and they're on the board. They're just absent at this point. Is Miklo still MIA?
No, he's right here.
Okay, then you heard that last name, Miklo, didn't you?
Yeah, it's the last rain.
Mascarin. Okay, so thank you for indulging me in that boring and brief thing, but I just want to make sure this counts as our quarterly minutes meeting. Okay.
Hey,
What about Yvette?
you never even mentioned my name.
Oh my God, where are you? Did I forget? No, you're on here. Yvette? Hold on.
I'm saying. God. I had your picture.
Oh, wait a minute. Yvette Butler. Oh my God, I'm gonna get yelled at now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yvette Butler, I have you here. Why did I pass over your name? You're on the list. Yvette Butler is our Medicare HRSA Senior Claims Specialist / future stakeholder. Okay. And the other future stakeholder in the organization is Tierra Candelaria, my future daughter-in-law. So Yvette and Tierra will be future stakeholders, meaning, you know, they will be key figures and be building the agency up just as we all are doing right now. So I'm sorry, Yvette, I apologize. Somehow I must have, I'm going to blame it on Jasmine. Okay, there. That sounds good. And thank you for everybody else that's there that are not on the board. I know Paul, who's helped set things, and I know that Sabrina is there, correct? Yes, there you are. I've never met you, Sabrina. Thank you though for keeping your boyfriend in line. Okay, so we will start with and you have to forgive me, I've been really sick. I still am, but so I haven't really been able to spend time organizing the content. So I'm going to try to get it done there, you know, in the best order that I can. So yes, Renee, can we see Renee? I don't think we can. No, Renee, we can't see you, but as long as you can hear and see us, that's all that counts. Don't worry. Okay, so Mata, you and I are going to open. You guys already took care of food, right?
Yes, we just finished that.
Okay, so okay, so we're going to start with, now that Mika's back, whoops, we're going to start with.
Do you want to introduce people here in the meeting?
Yes, yeah, Karen, take lead on that, please.
Okay, I'll start and then we'll go around the room.
Okay.
And introduce ourselves just with, you know, who you are, where you live and what you do. And so my name is Karen Beaumont. This is my husband, Paul, who's playing solitaire in the background. And I'm the office manager now and executive assistant for James and Mara. And I live in Tucson.
Hi guys, first of all, I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you and whoever's like joining in also. Thank you guys for taking the time and effort and everything into coming here. Like, I don't know what I would do without you guys. And thank you, Dad, for all your help. So yeah, I'm Mara. I'm the executive director. I'm from Tucson, born and raised in Tucson, and I started this company like I wanted to say these words, couple words before I get my anxiety. I started this 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, and I never thought in my life that I would be here right now. My paper bag.
Oh, sure.
So thank you guys really like for putting your guys' effort. Thank you. to like getting this thing going. It means a lot to me, really, for all your guys' help. Thank you, and yeah, keep going.
My name is Nico, the Higginwell Specialist, and I am right now located in Washington. I am trying to relocate back after to Tucson so I can be more hands-on, but I'll be doing telehealth and stuff like that. And then also engaging in the outreach re-entry programs with the incarcerated that will be serving. So that's my daughter, Felicity.
So my name is KJ. I'm an insurance claims specialist. Yvette is my mom, and Sabrina is my girlfriend. And,
Hi, family.
Yes. Oh, and there's one more.
oh,
There's one more.
and Trini's my little sister, but you guys can't see it.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janelle Galvez.
Let me see your face.
Hi. So my name is Janelle Galvez. I am a healthcare coordinator with Avion. We work primarily out on the Donna Alton Reservation, which is located 65 miles west of Tucson. I was born and raised on the reservation, but live all over as well. I've been in the health field for 10 plus years, and I'm currently going to school for medical assistant.
Well, I am Yvette. I live in Tucson. I don't really know what I am. I don't know. I do the Medicare claims and any other billing situations that we come across. If there's like questions in regards to what we can bill for, things of that nature, that comes to me. Also, as he said,
A whole bunch of stuff.
a whole bunch of other stuff, yeah. And so I look forward to being able to help grow this company as big as we can possibly get it. Currently, I am looking into, certain healing things. I know that we were having some issues, DME.
Okay.
There's been a lot of DME issues on the res, and so I'm trying to figure out how we're going to fix that. Hopefully it'll work out really well and really quickly. Hopefully. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you.
So gosh, my name is Felicia Miguel. I'm from Hill River Indian community. It's an honor to be here in front of all of you guys and to represent our community. I'm really looking forward to making it about the people, and really helping them, in their hardest times. I can really feel how you feel, because it is an expression, it's an expression of that we all have, and like that, with all the goodness and everything and positive vibes and good thoughts, everything is going to turn out in a good way, I'm very honored to be here. I think, my Hodgin, family, this is what we are now here, is what we consider Hodgin, from, it means, togetherness, one, and for all of us to be here together today, is a blessing for all of us. And I just want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and, like that, to look forward to, better days for all of us, and most of all for all of our communities. I also grew up and I'm from Tucson, and my dad is part Kona Autumn and my mom is Akima Autumn, the desert people, the river people, so we all have sister tribes out here. We have Akchin village, we have Salt River village, we have Levine village, there's different sister tribes that are out here, but we are all one. So like that, I would like to say thank you and welcome, to Hill River lands, to Salt River lands. We would just like to say that all you guys are very welcome, and just very honored to be here with you guys. So thank you for the opportunity.
I would like to learn more about the tribes that were.
Oh yeah, we could, once we start getting everything going, we'll go ahead and get into the details of the communities. We would like for you guys to know exactly what and who you guys are dealing with, and really how we really are, you know, how us as, you know, awesome people are, you know, how we carry ourselves, you know, because it has a really big part of, you know, what this job intends, you know. To be the healer coordinator, you know, just that title alone, you know, has a lot of respect, you know, and like that alone, you know, I really want to carry that and, you know, and yeah, and be humble about it, you know, but most of all, not only include all of us, but also our people, you know, and really keep them up to date on what we have to offer, you know, and the things that we can expect, you know, to come and changes to come, you know, over the years, and also to be able to expand, you know, like to possibly Yaki, you know, out here we have Guadalupe, you know, which is a little village stuck right in the center of the city, you know. We also have Salt River, which is another metro, you know, everything around is metro, you know. But like that, you know, she always take in consideration that, you know, we're just regular people, you know, we're just like everybody else, you know, and like that, you know, but to be here all together, you know, this is where all of our strength is gonna come from.
Right.
You know, when we get to right here and communicate and, you know, have one-on-one with each other, you know, pray with each other, you know, however you guys pray, you know, it's always a good thing, you know, and to have all that in here, you know, everything is a good feeling. So I would like to say that on behalf of, you know, Gila River, you know, awesome, you know, I would say, you know, it's good, gosh, you know, good day to you, you know, good day to you, good day to your family, you know, and, you know, that everything here, you know, it's just going to be just beautiful, you know, it's just a beautiful start. It's a beautiful start of, you know, wonderful things, you know, and like that, I'm very thankful and very honored. So Masako, you know, thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Yolanda Yoli. I'm also from South, from the TO Downtown Reservation. We have two smaller parts. I mean, like in Tucson, a small part of TO Red, and the other part is in Kilburn. That's a small, another part, but it's not with our cells. And I'm one of the villages in the bigger part of the nation. I'm the coordinator. I'm very honored to be with Avion, and I'm so glad that we bumped into each other. Honored to be here today. I look forward to so many changes for our people, and it's so I don't know if disappointing is the right word, but that we're getting approved from other reservations and not our own. And you know, that's, you know, and we want to help our people as well, because it's much needed out there. Just to there's so many people that are crying out for help, and us out there, we just want to be there for them, and I'm so glad that we can do that with your help, and like Monique said, you know, we can all work together, pray together, you know, prayer is big, and it works, and I just want to encourage and let you know that I pray for our business, I pray for your business, I pray for, you know, anybody starting something, and just, you know, it's big. So I'm really honored to be here. And my name's Yolanda. I like Yoli better. So, yeah.
Thank you.
My name is Jasmine, and I'm from Belleville, and I'm here with my mom to support her business, and it's really exciting to be with everyone, see everyone, and yeah.
And way over in the corner, I'm not sure if you can see her. Say hello.
Hi.
And what is your name?
I'm Felicity, and that's my dad, and I'm a peer support specialist.
Great.
Just learning about it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that everybody in the room?
Yeah.
Well, Paula's otherwise occupied. You want to introduce yourself, honey?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So what we'll probably just do first is the Dr. Lau, I'm going to discuss just a little bit about the program that you and Patricia are going to launch. It is a children's digital kidney platform for live donations. And I did do some more research, June, and I have it. We won't discuss it in this meeting because it's too lengthy, but I just want to let you know I did find some really good good things in there that, and I think Israel is the country, it all keeps pointing to Israel. So I think that will be our partner country that, you know, we will join with and see what education we can get from them and how they do it. It's funny because they in 2008, they started to change a little bit. They weren't as liberal with paid donations, if I'm saying that right. You know, but they still have a nice balance of how to work it out to where it keeps things, it keeps these events off the black market for kidneys. So I'm excited that you and Patricia will be starting that. And Dr. Lau, sorry, June found us on LinkedIn, I believe.
Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah, she is in the Global Management School, Thunderbird Global Management School, part of ASU, as well as her colleague, Patricia. So between the two of them, they'll have a small team that will help them do the research work, and we will supply them with the resources that they need. And we're hoping to get this built. I would love to see it built within 1 to 2 years. That would be great. That would be, it's, you know, I saw a movie just the other night. I forgot, it was on Netflix, and it was about exactly what we're doing. It's crazy. I can't think of the name of it, but I'll let you know when I'm old. My memory goes so fast. But there's a lot of software that will go into this too, June, you know, as you well know, and I think you and Patricia will have to sit down with a software developer, or we can buy existing software that they already have for this, that I think the National Kidney Foundation is using a little bit of it. I'm not really sure, but again, we'll have a separate meeting on that.
Definitely, we'll get the technicalities. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. And then hopefully that'll lead to a visit to Israel and to the people that we need to see to, you know, to push this along and make this happen. They have the international communities are involved: Sweden, Israel, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, India, China, Africa, Australia, Europe, and of course, North and South America. So there's a lot of communities involved in this that I think could help us make this work. There is one more thing on that topic. I'll say, because I wanted to point that out. Beth Israel, are you familiar with the Beth Israel hospitals, June?
No, I'm not familiar with the Israel hospitals. Yeah.
Okay, they're going to be a big contributor of education for us too, I think. They have a sort of a template, you know, like a hierarchy of where to start and where to finish with this whole thing. So, but I wanted to just do, okay, well, I'm not going to get into now, but anyway, because now it's a whole different path also that we need to adjust for because of COVID and all the other pandemics and all the other ids, you know, and Omicrons and all that stuff, which I don't really see. Hi, Sharon. Oh, we can't hear you, but we can see you. That's okay, Sharon. That's okay. I'm glad you were able to join us. But yeah, so we're going to get into that. You, me, and Patricia and Mata will sit down and, you know, and continue to work on our resources for that as well. And June, you stay with us for a little while more, but I wanted to get that subject going first, and then I understand you don't feel good. You can bow out gracefully, maybe in 10 minutes or so, if that will work for you, okay? So the other topic that I wanted to discuss was, well, we're fortunate to have Courtney Dennis with us today. Ray Geardy is with us today, and that's how I was connected to Courtney, was by Ray. So Courtney, I believe, well, Courtney,
Yes, sir.
yeah, just give us a little brief background on yourself. How's that?
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm sorry. My name is Courtney Dennis. I am currently working as a counselor for Helping Hands Health Services out of Tempe. I have been in the mental health field for about 20 years. I have done pretty much any position that you can possibly think of within mental health. As far as case management, I even worked probation and parole in Tennessee. I've done counseling, I've done trauma, CBT, DBT. I mean, thinking for a change is I've done just about everything that you can possibly think of that's necessary. I currently work with Gila River population. On the reservation, we do in-home services. I'm getting ready to go to work for another agency. I'm leaving Helping Hands actually the end of next week to go to Heart of Wings, which is another agency. We're going to be working with White Mountain Apache and Navajo Nation clients. I fell in love with behavioral health by accident. I was actually working on a criminal justice degree. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer, and that I like to argue, but not enough. And I had to do a behavioral health internship, and I just fell in love with the field. And I refuse to grow up, but this is all I ever want to do the rest of my life.
Wow. Awesome. That's great. Well, so as you can imagine, our next topic will be behavioral health with Courtney, and Courtney, you're going to be a huge asset to our agency, and we do want you on board, and we will discuss that, in a different setting.
Yes, sir. I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And Miklo Dixon is there in the room. Miklo, give us a little bit of background on you too. That way we're on the same topic here. Unmute. Cannot hear you guys. Can't hear you, Miklo. Hang
Sorry
on.
about that.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
My name is Miklo. I've been doing this for 10 years. I actually became a peer support by accident. I have addiction in my background and mental health in my family, and went down the wrong path when I was younger and got out and changed my life. And I've just been helping people fight the fight. I've been going around and working with a bunch of different companies, trying to get ideas on what can benefit people in the community as far as what works and what doesn't work. I started as a peer support. I've done case management. I've done counseling. I've done BHT work. I've worked with the SMI population and in crisis settings, and I've worked psych hospitals and outreach teams. I started with Community Bridges Incorporated on Central City. And then I was actually part of the team that came out and did the training for the CDI that's out here in Tucson. Trained all that peer support and the BHGs that are over here. So it's my passion, and I stay with it because I know what it's like to be alone and not have anyone to turn to and not have support. So again, I'm here to help other people have hope and understand that tomorrow is possible, and it doesn't always have to be a struggle, And there's people that care, that are willing to help them work through mental health, addiction, self-loathing, and so on and so forth. So I'm for the people. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Miklo. And so Ray, can you hear us? Can you chime in or no? Mr. Agiri, Ray, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry. Where I'm at is kind of like
Yeah.
I can hear you guys, but it's kind of in and
You're
out.
at the casino, Ray. We all know. You just don't
Yeah, I
want
know,
to.
right? You hear the slot machine in the background?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But Ray, has led me to Courtney, right? So,
Yes.
and then also Ray, I'm going to let you give your background, Ray, just real quick. But Ray also is helping us to connect to a person by the name of Michelle Marshall.
Yes.
And she is with the National Institute of Corrections out in Washington. So what we're trying to do is get Courtney, Miklo, Michelle, and Ray to get us connected to the Department of Corrections yards, as well as the county facilities, which I think who connected me with Brett Matosian? Was that you, Ray?
I did, yeah, I did. Okay. As well. He has that nonprofit reentry by design.
Yeah, so Ray also connected us with Brett Matosian, and Courtney, you probably have heard of him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he has a system called Reentry by Design. It's a 501c3, started I think 5 or 6 years back. He was touched by the system himself and his family. So with all of this in mind, and I had a conversation with Brett the other night, and he was explaining to us, as I was explaining to several people, that if we want to go onto the DOC yards, we can do that as an outreach, and that's all great and well, which we will do. However, for us to be able to make it a billable event, we need to have our recipients have Medicaid, access, right? So, and the reason I say that is because those are the things that pay for our outreach. Understand that. So, so that's important. Okay, so with all of you as a group, I think the behavioral health is going to take Karen, you guys might want to mute your side. Your background. There you go. Okay. So Ray, if you can explain a little bit about your background and what you're helping us with.
My background's in mortgage and real estate, but I also got into a lot of investing as well too. I started a nonprofit about 6 months ago to help actually people that are coming out of prison start up businesses, create capital for their businesses, give business credit to them, things like that. I've been working with James for about 3 years now, 4 years now. James, we've known each other.
Yes.
So, and being that you're getting into that behavioral health, that goes along the lines of what I'm trying to do as well too. I'm also starting a college for just inmates, a business college for them. I think I spoke to David and sisters about that as well too, and they're more to help me out with that as well too. So hopefully here soon it'll be all everything will be putting together here, and we'll be able to move on forward with everything. Courtney's been a big help for me as well too with this. We've been working together for about 4 years now as well too. Her gathering me information and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that she's actually on board, or thinking coming on board to help us out with this as well too. So that's pretty much with me. I help trying to help out as much as I can with you guys to set you guys up with what you guys need as far as investors, people that we can other nonprofits that can partner with as well too. So if you guys need anything, get with James and we'll see what we could do and we can put together on this.
Great, thank you, Ray. So to cap off the behavioral health part of it, Miklo, as he stated, was currently located in Washington State, but I believe he's going to be transferring out to Arizona, whether it's Tucson or Phoenix. So he's going to be doing a lot of telehealth behavioral which right now Access is moving toward a lot of that. And just as an overview statement, Access has relaxed a lot of policies and procedures for non-physicians. So, you know, BHTs, I mean, just all kinds of non-physicians, you know, CNAs, MAs, a whole list of them, and they're allowing them to perform more procedures than ever without doctors' referrals, which I know Yvette knows. Doctor referrals is a nightmare. She's done a lot of Medicare, and yeah, so if we can get this behavioral health thing kicked off in a very simple way like that, that would be great. And right now, while that door is open, unfortunately, COVID is here. But as a lot of us do, we like to look at the positive side of whatever we can. And for COVID, it gave a lot of agencies like ours a boost in the arm. It really did. A lot of federal funding that otherwise you would have had to gone through so much red tape to get a grant. HRSA, the Human Resources Servicing Agency, has developed so many pools of federal funds for so many different functions. And one of them is the uninsured fund, which we're now currently doing, that KJ, Yvette, Monique, is Monique doing the fund? I don't know. Are you doing that, Monique, the HRSA claims?
Say that
We
again.
haven't started her on it yet, but we did discuss it, so eventually she'll be getting started.
Okay, Jasmine, Janelle, Yolanda. I know I'm missing people, so just throw the names out there of whoever I'm missing. But who?
Tavia.
Yes, Tavia, who is a new one, right? We just
Yeah.
brought. So and then Sharon is a big part of this too. I don't think you can hear me, Sharon, can you? She can, because she just responded. Okay, I can't hear you, but you, okay. It reminds me of my last marriage. Anyway, so so HRSA is huge, and again, I want to give recognition to two people, especially for this. Initially, Tierra Candelaria, my future daughter-in-law, she introduced me to this program. She works for a home health agency. They do other things, not just home health, but she's kind of the right-hand person for this man that owns the agency out there in Chandler. And she told me about this over a year ago. And you know, she said, hey, this is what's going on, you know, try to get involved in it. And we did, but I was like literally 2 weeks late out of the window. So, but we registered, and we finally got on board, you know, this past, what, 3 or 4 months now. So I give her a lot of credit, and I thank her a lot. We bought her a new Maserati. She doesn't know it yet. I'm just kidding. We didn't do that. But she's one of, and the other person who I need to give a lot of credit to is Trinity. Can you hear me, Trinity?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so Trinity came to our office in Tucson one day with her mother, Yvette, who I know can hear me because I see you. And she just listened. And then I think that they had a post conversation after they left that Yvette shared with me sometime after that about why aren't we helping the immigrants? There's benefits out there for the immigrants. And I thought, well, I'd love to help the immigrants, but you know, our pockets aren't that deep. We're a small agency. But it did prompt me to research it out. And sure enough, that's also led me to HRSA, and it led me to other things we haven't even started yet. So, you know, setting all politics aside, you know, which I've learned to do, it was hard, but I did. So I'm happy that Trinity brought that up to her mom, and her mom hence brought that up to us. So I credit a lot of what's going on right now with revenue in to Trinity and to Tierra. But on that note, this uninsured program is huge. We all know that it could end any day, right? It's a federal pool of funds, you know, started out with, I think, $121 billion in it. But it's an interesting program because not everybody can do it. So, and what we've learned is that even 80% of the clinicians, home health agencies, non-physician, you know, based medical practices, they don't know about it. So, and I know, and I'm not going to say a name, but I know Yvette even mentioned to me something a long time ago. I asked her, well, why doesn't that agency do this? Do you remember that conversation, Yvette? Yvette, unmute the room, Karen.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Say it again.
Do you remember the conversation that we had when I asked you, why did that agency XYZ, why aren't they going and doing this uninsured claims and this other federal HRSA program?
I do remember that vaguely, yes. And it was because they just don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, exactly.
They, you know, it's unfortunate because there are so many people out there that are underserved. And, you know, when money comes into play, people are so uppity and so damn stingy and so ridiculous about their thought process, their thought patterns, and what goes on with other people. It's kind of gross if you really think about it. You just wonder, like, how do you make it through life? Like, if you're just, and excuse my language, but I'm very real and I'm just real, you know, I'm just gonna say what I say. If you're just gonna be an asshole for the rest of your life, like, why are you here? There's no reason. Why are you in the medical field? Like, you can't help people in any aspect whatsoever if you just have that. It's all about the money. It's all about this. It's all about that. And it's not a true, I want to help somebody. And that's where I left from where I was doing this. They truly were not there to help anyone. They're there to help themselves, help their pockets. And I can't be affiliated with that. Plus they were jerks. But I mean, you know, that's kind of, and that's why I'm excited for this, because this is not that same thing. You know, as all of you guys were already talking about, this is all about, you know, everybody coming together and helping underserved communities. That is my thing. I love that more than anything in the world. I grew up in New Mexico. I have a very extensive background on all of the reservations there, just simply because we, you know, tend to hang out. My nephew is a Chichica Indian, and he was on Chichica Pueblo, and you know, I talk to him all the time, and he tells me the same things that you guys are saying here. Things are just not, people are being underserved in every aspect. So I'm not there, but I am here, and I can help here. So maybe at some point I can move on and help there too. I don't know.
Yeah, I see it as not just stopping here. You know, as far we just speaking with people, you know, like everyday people. I was standing in the grocery line and just like, hey, this is what we're doing. And it was a ripple effect. It's like, wow, this is what I needed to hear. And then with Yolanda, you know, at her church, it went as far as Alaska. You know, there's reservations and communities in Alaska that need our help just as well as everywhere. You know?
I live right next to Owal tribe and the Jamestown tribe in Washington.
Oh, in Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. They just started their first mat clinic up there in Jamestown. They got so much grief from it too, from the locals. It's a older community base.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just, but they're starting their trend in February, so it's great to see that they're actually making a difference.
It's beautiful. It is.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, you guys. That's important, and that which leads me to say that, June and Courtney, I know you guys can leave any minute now, okay? Because I know, Courtney, you've got your grandson, and your, but I wanted, that's why I kind of wanted to speak about the behavioral health and the kidney.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm listening. He's at great grandma's today, so I'm good. Thank you though.
Okay, and June.
Yes.
If you need to go, honey, you can go. I understand how you feel. I feel the same way right now. Believe me, like crap.
I mean, I'm right in front of the computer, so I'll keep it on. I'll join you guys for as long as I can.
Yeah, stay as long as you can. And yeah, okay.
Thank you, June.
Yeah, I'll just be here. Yeah.
Okay. And Ray, you're okay, right, Ray? Are you good? I think he's at the blackjack table right now. Anyway, so
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Sorry. I can hear you on the speed. It's just when I'm trying to get on to talk, it's kind of like.
Oh, okay. I won't ask you to talk anymore then, but as long as you can hear. And if you need to go, if you need to go, that's fine. You know, don't feel bad if we see you leave. I just want to let you know that. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
And Trinity, you're not going anywhere. Okay. Because if your mom's got to see the whole thing, you're staying through it. So, and I know Sharon, she may or may not be able to hear me. But Sharon, if you need to go, that's fine. But a little bit about Sharon, I want to let you know. Sharon is an amazing woman. She used to teach insurance specialist years ago, and she was in the billing field, and she did all that many years ago, and she's very excited to help us out with this. She didn't even want any pay for it. I mean, she just says, no, I would volunteer my time just to know that other people are being helped. You know, and of course I said no, but I just wanted to kind of touch base, you know, with you on that she is an amazing woman, and I'm trying to see if she can see us. Let's see. She can not see us. Okay. Anyways, so on the topic where you guys were, there she is. No, she can't. I don't think she can see us because her video is in a
Backward.
Yeah.
I see your table.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn her video off for her. But so yeah, the whole premise of this agency is not you know, obviously we're a 501c3. There's two different ones. They're sister organizations. We work together, and our mission is not, you know, to make as much money for us or you guys as possible. Our mission is to make money, but distribute it in like Yvette says, you know, in areas that are underserved. And I think that those are a lot of areas right now. We, you know, on the reservations, especially, I was talking to Renee, and I don't know if Renee is still on or if he could hear me. He's at his son's wedding, so he definitely a day on his hands. But Renee's with Pasquayaki tribe, and there's just so many people just like on the Tohono O'odham, and I know I'm saying that wrong, but you know, reservation and Gila River, and all of them, they're underserved tribal members there that you know are either stuck in the hospitals and they can't go home because, you know, they don't have a caregiver at home. The doctors can't release them because, you know, it would be signing a suicide warrant, right? You know what I mean? If nobody's there to help them, they're not going to last. So, and that's why Mata and I and David, we partnered with Mata, is it PEP?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so PEP is an organization, yeah, where they have warehouses full of gently used and some new medical mobility equipment. We give it away for free. okay, they give it to us to distribute to everybody. It doesn't have to be on the reservation. It could be your next door neighbor. It doesn't matter who it is. You don't have to be a client of ours. Just ask for it. If they have it, we put the order in. And the coordinators like Monice, Renee, Janelle, Yolanda. I'm missing somebody, right? Am I? Oh, okay. They'll bring it out to their reservation, and that they will distribute it. And I know on our topics, our agendas, we have the TO updates and approval to operate. So I'm leading into that because we want to get through this. We don't want this meeting to go on for days. So does anybody know where we're at with any of that as far as the TO Nation?
Yes. So it's been a little challenging within the year. We did apply for the license out on the reservation a year ago. For whatever reason, it's been a standstill, but just as of last week, we reached out to the Treasury Department where we get the license through. And all we had to do was correct some discrepancy that was on the application, which was the non-medical transportation that we had on there. On the nation, currently, they only allow three non-medical transportations to operate on the reservation. So once we corrected that, the process is moving forward. We did reach out to Wendy Begay, which is the person we're working with in the Treasury Department, and she is diligently working hard to get that approved. So it's hopefully Monday, we did email her. She got back to us really quick, and that was amazing. Within like 2 minutes, she responded. Wow. So Monday, we're gonna follow up again, and hopefully we'll have some good news and we can move forward. We do have currently about 25, 30 caregivers on standby. You know, we wanted to build our team, so when we start building our clientele, we're able to have our caregivers already available with their background checks, their trainings, CNA, some are CNAs, some we have are just no experience, but that's fine because we provide the trainings, first aid, CPR, and certifying them as caregivers. So we hope to get some good news by Monday, but if not, you know, we're gonna find some other way. Again, we were waiting a very long time and it was getting frustrating, but I truly believe everything's where it's supposed to be at now. So we can definitely start moving forward and just, again, expand. You know, we really want to reach out to as many people as we can. We haven't really advertised, it's really just word of mouth. But even that, it's a small community, so everybody knows who we are. Everybody's waiting for us, everybody's ready, you know, and the need is there. So once we get that approval letter in the system, we are already approved. But it's really like the copies, the documentation that we need to provide so we can actually start services.
Have you looked into the Nursing Association for Arizona? There's grants out there right now to put people through the CNA classes.
Wow, okay.
So, and I know that because that's one of the reasons why I moved to Washington is I got my CNA in the state of Washington. They offer grants. So as long as you have a facility where they can go do 80 hours on the floor, then they can go in and get certified. Okay. And I have felony on my record and I was still able to.
Wow, and I am a felon as well. It's 10+ years old, you know, and I learned from that as well.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
why I'm on that.
Exactly. Yeah, it made me a caring, you know, more responsible person, and that's what we need because we are dealing with individual lives, you know, their health is important. And not only that, just our communities, and it makes it more personal, you know, more real, and whatever else comes with it, you know, we're ready for that as well. If you need help, by all means, come on, you know.
So the only thing is when you go through the CNA, you can do your 80 hours on, you know, in class, and then you put in your application. That part's where it gets a little tricky, but we could actually get coaching some
Okay,
help,
right,
right? So they can come in and talk to
Yes.
the PhDs or whatever.
Yolanda
And we
is
can
in
coach
here as well,
them.
so.
All they have to do is get, a certified document of the sentencing and judgment of what the records was. I have like 13 whatevers, and it cost me like $120,
Okay.
right? Just for those 2 documents, and you write a letter stating, hey, this is where I was when this happened, this is where I am now, and this is what I'm looking forward to
Right,
becoming.
where I want to be.
And you send it off to the nursing board, and they go over it, and you go to your next process,
Okay,
which is your 80 hours of training on the floor.
all right.
Simple.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so
Sounds
it's possible.
great, yes.
We definitely, James, we should look into that,
Yes.
to see if we can get hooked up with, grants for CNA classes, so we can get our people certified to go out and into the field.
So Karen, if you can take a note of that, then we'll dive into that next week.
James, may I ask a question?
Yes.
I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt everyone. I wanted to ask a quick question. As far as the non-medical transportation, I know with the tribe that I've been working with on Gila River, that I know that they've also contracted with just a few agencies. I wondered if anyone had spoken with any of the tribal members themselves pertaining issues with the drivers they've had recently. The reason I ask is because a lot of the clients that I work with will refuse to use transportation because of history of active substance use while driving by some of the drivers. A couple of the drivers have fallen asleep at the wheel and caused accidents. A couple of my clients have been in, etc. So I just wanted to ask if anyone had actually spoken with someone that lives on the reservation recently or any of the tribal council members pertaining some of the issues that they've found with the companies that they're already contracted with.
Moniz?
No, we haven't, I have been trying to get a hold of the committees. Right now, the committee is down to phase 1, which means that, everybody is pretty much working out of their home. I also do, security for the government center. So there I'm getting to know everybody, who's in the committee, who's on board, who's in the executive. So I'm in the process of, getting to know everybody and the positions there. Also with that, I've also put out emails to find out when we can do our introduction, if there's a date or anytime that's come up, because like that, we have license to start working out in Gila River, but we haven't had our intro yet. So I've been waiting for that time and that date to come. I haven't had any response back from anybody yet. So I'm patiently waiting on that. But as soon as I get the information, I'm taking notes on everything. So anything that I need to check up on, anything that I need to ask questions about, I'm going to be right there in the governance office, and I have no problem.
Yeah,
with that.
and there's a gentleman, I don't know his last name. His first name is Rick. He's one of the people that works with Gila River on gaining contracts. So he'd be someone to look out for. And then just an FYI, I found out from a client that who's friends with the lieutenant governor that she's actually been hospitalized with COVID. I don't know if Mr. Rowe, I don't think he's in office right now. I think everyone, like you said, is still working from home, but I just wanted to let you guys know that the lieutenant governor has actually been hospitalized with COVID. So she's not going to be available for some time.
Okay. As for the Donna also mentioned, as far as the non-medical transportation, my mother actually works for one of the companies that operate up there. And unfortunately, there is stories that come about as to the drivers. And that just gives me an idea of what not to do or how not to treat people, and I think that's what's going to be unique about Avion because of all these experiences and the knowledge that we do have. So, unfortunately, it does happen. But
it's just mostly I mentioned it just for training purposes for new drivers for you guys.
Okay.
And background checks, etc.
Yeah, we're in the process of getting, and this is on the agenda, so I can cross this one off because we're just real quick. We're in the process of getting onboarding with VEO, the medical transport company. They're TNC, a transport network company. Yeah, they're a TNC. So they work with Access and they work with Molina, Mercy, all those all those big guys, whatever. But so they approached us and we have signed a contract with them to provide non-emergency medical transport. That's on the Vail side of it, and that's throughout everywhere in the state of Arizona. Okay, that doesn't matter what county, it's everywhere that they're in. So, but the reason go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
don't know if Yolanda wanted to say anything for the CO side.
Go ahead.
With the medical transportation, I actually have family members who had to switch to Janelle's mom's company because of the situation that they were talking about, being intoxicated while they're driving and stuff like that. So it's really bad out there. And I know that arts wasn't medical, but that was what caused the delay on the application, was because medical was on there, medical transportation.
Yeah, that was Mitch on the application. So yeah, but what you're talking about, Yolanda, I know what you're all talking about, Courtney too, and is when the last conversation I had with Access about this was, I asked them, why are you not awarding billing provider numbers specifically for non-emergency medical transport? And the bottom line was because there was a lot of fraud and abuse on the reservations. And then, other people have told me on the reservations that exact same thing that Courtney was saying, that we all know, right? Yeah, they were doing drugs in the back of the vans. The drivers were intoxicated. There were just all kinds of horrible things going on. And what Access told me was there was small agencies doing non-emergent, I'm just going to say NEMT. We all know what that means, right? So NEMT, non-emergency medical transport. So there were small agencies doing, providing NEMT. They were billing them over $1 million a week.
Wow.
Reservations, yeah, over $1 million a week. So when Access found, they finally figured this out, and they shut the whole system down. And I know many of the reservations, they internally shut it down too. They said, no, we're going to provide our own people, our own vans, because, we can't be exposing our members to that sort of thing. So that's why it carries a stigma with it. And that's why the TO, was adamant about, look, if you're going to be providing NEMT, yeah, no, it ain't going to happen. We only contract with 3 a year. And you'd be number 4 at this, so no, you can't. And that's what slowed our application for in-home care down with them. But fortunately, Vail stepped in and they took over the contract with Mercy Care, and Mercy Care is huge, and Vail needed agencies like ours to provide them NEMT, not just solely for reservations, but for everywhere in the state. So I said, hey, look, Access is not letting us, they're not giving us the numbers. We've applied 3 different ways and they're not doing it. So they finally strong-armed Access and said, you're going to need to take these 6 companies, ours was one of the 6, and you need to allow them to apply and be approved and get a number. So that's the stage we're in right now. We're at the final stage of hopefully getting our approval number right now, which will change a lot for us, okay? For all of you in that room, it's going to change a lot because NEMT, there's a lot of money in it if it's done right. And the way we're doing it, we think is right. But again, we're all learning from day to day. So yeah, NEMT carries a stigma like a criminal history.
Sure.
James, I was wondering, you said they only contract with 3 a year.
Per year, yeah.
What kind of year are we talking? Are we talking about a fiscal year? Are we talking about just 12 months? How do we know so that when it's time for us to kind of slide in, we can slide in?
So Wendy McGay, she was when I spoke with her, she shared information on that. she gave us a deadline between March and April to put our bid in with the,
So it's a fiscal
yes,
year.
with,
Okay.
we were gonna, she gave us a number, provided everything, so we could get in contact with them and what, yeah, they could answer any questions that we might have.
Okay, so that's good then, because it's the fiscal year, then that means come July, that's the end of the fiscal year for everyone. I don't care who y'all are. So fiscal year July, that means we can slide in August.
Yeah, she told us that we had to be in before April, so March and April. We
Okay.
had the window to get in.
Good,
Yeah.
good. And then,
There was other information that was brought into the light. There are several other companies working out on the reservation that are providing home health care. And unfortunately, throughout the years that they've been out there, they haven't been licensed.
That's so illegal.
Yes. So she was like, I was like, we just want to get started, you know, what's the holdup? Can you please walk me through the process? Because I want to know, like, where does it go after we submit our application, just step by step, you know? Can you please tell me how that is, where it goes? And she's like, well, another reason is that we have to develop policies and procedures for that specific license because you are the first company to come out here. And I was like, wait a minute, no, there's other companies working on here. And she's like, well, I wasn't aware, we're not aware, that's what they're doing, conducting business. And it's been 10+ years since they've been out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
10 years and they don't even know they're operating on.
No
the business.
licensure.
No license or nothing.
But that makes me wonder because Joni Jim is the one referring them to them, and she's giving us a hard time. She's the senior service coordinator
Well,
who told us that, no, we use this hard
how's
copy.
that work? How's that work? Wow.
So it's just because they've been out there for a long time, and
Yeah.
and there are.
You know, my personal view of that in Joni Jim is there's some palms being.
What did I say?
I'm saying, yeah,
That's what I said.
You know, it just all makes sense now. It really does. But, you know, at the same time, they were convincing us of doing it the right way.
Well, the best part about that is you're gonna be licensed and we're gonna be licensed.
Yeah.
So that's gonna knock anybody else who's on the field
Yeah.
out.
And that's
It's gonna be able to open the door where people are like, oh, by the way, we know you've been doing this, but we have somebody that's up to par, you know what I mean? And we're gonna be providing them with our upstanding clientele at this point in time. So unless you can come back and provide us with the licensures that are required.
I'm sorry for it.
So
Yeah,
that helps
so-
us monopolize the board. on that
In the
aspect.
words of Wendy Begay, she's like, your company is going to set the bar.
Mhm,
And I
exactly.
appreciate every step, every, you know, everything that you guys are putting into it because you've been doing it the right way. You want to make sure that you're legit and I appreciate that.
Well, like James was saying, COVID, if you know where to look, you can take advantage of the possibilities right now. And because of COVID and the lack of healthcare workers right now, there are grants out there to start for everything. And CNA medical field personnel is one of them. So we can definitely get on that and take advantage of that. And all you need is one person. They can do telehealth from home and do their 80 hours in class. And then we can contract with a facility that will do hands-on training for 80 hours.
I'm excited.
Or actually, I think there's a possibility that if we have a couple CNAs already, that they can train, that when you're doing outreach to the homes, you take the person that's doing their 80 hours of training and you can count the hours while they're in the field with you.
Right.
And it's counted as in-person training.
Wow.
Sounds like a medical assistant.
Yeah, same concept,
Yeah.
absolutely, but as long as they have 80 hours worth of paid hours where they have provided training, where they have been provided hands-on training with somebody that is certified, then they can sign off on their certification hours and they submit it to the Arizona Nursing Association and they will approve. So it's as long as you have somebody that is able to train you on board, then that's it.
Yeah. So hey, how many, just roughly, I'll ask Moniz first, and Courtney knows, I'm sure too. She works with Gila River. How many tribal members is there on the reservation at Gila River?
For our community, it roughly changes. We've had, you know, just along with just the COVID alone, you know, I mean, we've had so many positives, you know, within a less than a month, you know what I'm saying? And it's taken over, you know, pretty much, it's touched everybody's home, you know, for our communities. We have 7 districts throughout our community, which runs from Florence all the way up to South Phoenix. So within that range, you know, and with the Casa Grande and Maricopa and, you know, South Phoenix, you know, Chandler, we have Sun Lakes, which is the elder community, you know, we have Gilbert, which is close to us, we have Florence, you know, we have Coolidge, we have Eloy. So it doesn't not only pertain just to our community, but it also pertains to surroundings, you know, with that, where the COVID and also like that, our population, because everybody is, you know, together, you know, all of us are together. And so I don't really want to bring out too much numbers or anything, but just kind of give you an overview of how big the community is, you know, and where it runs, you know, like that with everything that's going on. And right now, what we have signed up for the caregivers, all I have right now is only 26, but most of them are like that, MAs, CNAs, they have their license to be able to drive. They have, you know, CPR certifications, you know, just some basic things, you know, that they have like that. I had also informed some of the employees that, you know, that were about the training that we are going to be offering, you know, and the second chances that we are going to be giving. With that, you know, there's a lot of excitement to be able for them to go back into their own homes, into their family homes, to be there to help the people, you know, to bring them back home. You know, a lot of our elders, you know, that's where it's at. They want to go home. Yeah. There's tears, you know, in all of our eyes, you know, at times, because we know that they can't come home. You know, and so like that, a lot of them don't really know, you know, or have the PPE to, you know, take on that commitment. You know, so with Avion, you know, I've been really looking into seeing what kind of caregiving, you know, we have there in the community. And for the community, all we have is a caring house. The caring house there holds, I want to say so far about 40 people is what I, you know, kind of calculated. And that's not even touching the base of, you know, who else is in the hospitals, you know. And so like that, you know, with Avion coming aboard, it's really going to open up, you know, for our community members, you know, to be there to help them, you know, for the people. And that's what I keep pointing out is the people, is because they're the ones that are going to help us to grow, you know, and they're the ones that are going to get this experience, you know, that we have to give and offer them. And like that, you know, with everything that's going on now, you know, PPE is probably one of the most important
Let's
things.
move forward with that, you know, on Gila River, and let's move forward with Pasco Yaqui. Renee got us in there. We're ready. Okay, we're ready. We're licensed. We're ready. Monday, we're going to meet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Probably not, because if I still test positive on Monday, I won't go out there. But Mata, you know, you'll go out there, and Moniz, Janelle, and Yolanda, you know, maybe you should make a point of going out there as well. Everybody needs to be badged. I guess before you can go on to the Pasco Yaqui reservation, you need to have a badge. And Trinidad is the person in charge of that, I guess, Pasco Yaqui. So Renee is going to go meet her in sometime Monday morning, but maybe you guys should, you know, connect with Renee, figure out when, you know, when, where, and all that stuff, because we need to move quickly in on their behavioral health. And correct me if anyone else, if I'm speaking out of term, but behavioral health that does not require Altex.
No, it does not.
You know, so what are we waiting for? I mean, you know, that was the hurdle, right? Well, that hurdle's gone. So they have the the AIHP, the American Indian Health Plan, right? Everyone on the reservation does, you know, so we're ready to bill.
Well, and just so you're aware, agency that I work with now, James,
yes,
if any of our clients end up going through and getting referred to Altex, then they're closed out of other behavioral health services, because it's considered double dipping if they have Altex and they use other services as well. So if any of our clients have ever gone to Altix for any period of time, they've been closed out of all other services.
Okay, then we need to, so work with Courtney on this, figure out how to, you know what I mean, what the best way to handle this is. So basically what you're saying is the ones that do not have Altex, those are the ones that we are going to want to service behavioral health to. Is that correct?
Yeah, if they've got active AIHP, it's usually easier to help them. Altix is usually reserved for medical necessity or DDD clients. And that's why they are closed out of other behavioral health services if they are referred to Altix.
Okay, so Monice, Yolanda, Janelle, will you pass that along to Renee also and let him know about that? And you know, just consult with Courtney on it. But because we need to get Miklo as well. I mean, you're in the, you know, you're strongly in the loop on this. We want them to be our audience. We want to provide them behavioral health. So if that's the case, then we want to start approaching the tribal members that do not have Altex. And that's probably quite a few from what we were seeing, right, girls? I mean.
Yes, yes. Mainly for the caregiving portion of it, because we haven't really touched on behavioral health, but we're looking.
Okay.
We were just waiting for.
Right, but Miklo and I have just briefly gone over the billing system, the chart, the spreadsheet. I mean, you guys, it's like
Opportunities.
it's crazy. I mean, Access is paying thousands and thousands of dollars a day per, you know, per session. You know, we have the facilities, we have the space. Whatever we don't have, Mon and I will make sure we get you. You know, we'll get you the square footage, we'll get you whatever is needed. But right now, I really want to move on the behavioral health because that is a huge financial boom for us. It really is. That will help pay for the in-home care. It'll help pay for the people you have. I'll just use one example. I know one of you girls has a client who is in the hospital, who cannot come home because there's no equipment for her to come home to, and she's stuck. It's either she or he, but they're stuck there. They can't come home. Well, if we had enough behavioral health revenue coming in through Access, we'll pay for the equipment. We'll donate it. You know, we already tried to get it through PEP, our partners, but this patient needed a lot of stuff. PEP didn't have it all. So, but we have Mata, and help me out here, right? I mean, you have no problem with paying for this equipment, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't care if it's 20 grand. Just get them the equipment, get them home, and not to sound cheesy, but use it as a photo op. I mean, honestly, I'm serious, because that's what drives our donors in, okay? You know, those videos that we put on our website, right? With the typhoons and the Tucson senior parks and all that stuff. Those are the videos that drive our donors. So, I'm not trying to monetize everything, but we have to monetize the opportunities that are brought before us, because that's what pays for the generosity side of all of us. We all are here in this meeting today, not just because we solely want to make money. We're here because we want to help others. And I know we're all realistic enough to know that we cannot do that unless we monetize the opportunities. So I'm all for that. The other thing is, so we've got Kaspiyaki Tia the river right now, correct?
James, I just wanted to share with everybody that I was one of them. They weren't gonna let me go home. They were gonna send me to a nursing home because I had no house for my foot.
Yeah, exactly.
And they helped me, they got me this, they even got me a electric chair.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were but they asked me who was gonna help, and I
Yeah.
had to, Janelle and my daughter
You know.
to help.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And they helped me a bunch. I can't thank Janelle enough, for what
Yeah.
she has done for me. But,
Yeah.
and you know, just everybody, and my daughter, and
Mhm.
I would have been in a nursing home. I didn't want to go to a nursing home because of,
Well, look at what happened in New York when everybody got sent to a nursing home. 83% of them died.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm going to fast forward this meeting because I know you guys got food there, and I know it's getting cold, and I know that. So let me just kind of touch real quickly on a few things, and then we'll have a last, Q&A if anyone has it. We are going to do a outreach to the Mexican border town. We don't know which one yet, but we know it will involve Nogales because Nogales is huge. So we're going to, we ordered 500 test kits. Not the instance. We're not going to do the instant ones. We're going to do the 40 at our lab ones. We have a lab that we send them to in California, and it's all free of charge to us, because we're on with the program again. So we're going to do that, and Karen will have more news on that as time goes on. We'll send, probably our van will be finished, we think in about 2 weeks or so. So we'll probably send the van out there, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing the videos on that. The other thing is the, gosh, we already talked about that. Good. Okay. So
What about your calendar? What's going on now, calendar wise for this coming March? How do we want to approach that?
for March,
Yeah.
it's really difficult for me to put it in a box and figure out, like, what quarter or what month or what week, whatever, we're going to do something. Because right now what's happening is there's so many things happening. There's so many moving parts. Yvette is I know she's working on the DME side of things, the durable medical equipment side, which is also huge. I mean, so we need, so I tell you what, where I'm moving, and I talked to David about this just this morning. We come to the conclusion that what we need to do is we need to accelerate our revenue programs first. Okay, so we need to accelerate the behavioral health, both with Access and with Banner, because we're Banner healthcare providers now. When we accelerate that, we'll then have the revenue coming in to hire more people. Okay, so because I want Yvette eventually here to be full-time, and move forward with this. But, her and I have that arrangement where, we both have to make sure that we're stable enough on both sides before she does that. So, but I think right now, and I don't think Miklo or Courtney would disagree, and Ray either, but behavioral health is going to be a money generator for us, like immediately. I mean, immediately. And so that's the platform I want to launch off of in like now, like yesterday. So because when the money's coming in, it just makes things so much easier to organize and to structure and to hire the right people to do the right things. So whether that answered your question, Karen, I don't know, but we want to work on, at the same time, we want to work on our outreach programs and things like that. But we can't do any of that unless there's money coming in. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's plenty of money coming in. We don't have an issue with that. Right now, the HRSA uninsured program is our biggest generator right now, you know, and that's why there's so many of you working on it at this point. And I wanted to excel with that because we know that has a window, okay? Behavioral health doesn't. You know, behavioral health will get started and we'll keep moving forward. And that'll be a constant revenue in program for us, just like access will be. You know, those chunks of revenue help. So I think that, and those are the things that will fund the programs like Dr. Lau and Patricia are getting into. You know, buying 4 round-trip tickets to Israel is not cheap. You know, putting them up in a hotel is not cheap, right? And we all agree. So a lot of the revenue we have coming in are, you know, is distributed for programs like that. They're distributed for the typhoons in the Philippines, the educational system in Africa that, you know, I'm kind of embedded with. We didn't even touch on that, but, you know, our board member out there, Bromwell is heavy into that. And we have a program that he's starting out there that we will be funding soon. So same in Uganda. Grace Basmira, she's been a godsend to 9 children out there who I've sponsored for the last 4 years, getting them tablets, getting them Wi-Fi, and now, you know, hoping they can attend school, which they did. But guess what? You know, now they close the school. So what good are our tablets? There's no classroom happening. So now what we're doing is in fact, Mada and I had a great opportunity. We talked to the governor of Uganda last week, right, Mada? You know, yeah. And he's willing, he's going to help us. And so we're building a school out there, right? Okay, that's what we're doing. We're building a school, not just for our 9 kids, but there's a starting class of 200 kids. So the architect already has the plans going and stuff. So these are the programs that Mada and I and David would love. You know, that's what this agency is all about. And you're a big part of that. Every single one of you in that room, whether you're on the board of directors or not, you know, you're a huge part of this. So, and I think that, you know, that as long as all of our hearts are in the right place, you could tolerate working with an agency like that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to take up much more time. The HRSA stuff we'll discuss in a different meeting, but you guys have been doing great. I do encourage you guys to, which we'll talk about later, get your NPI numbers. You know, I know, you know, you might not think it's necessary, but there's something about having an NPI number and joining the CAQH and Yvette, you know what I'm talking about, you know, having those numbers and having all of your pooled credentials in one hub, because there will be people that will look into each and every one of you, just like they're doing to me, you know. So, you know, if anybody sees you doing something good for somebody else, they're going to get jealous. Okay, we're going to be a target, and we're going to become, you know, enemy number 1 of other healthcare agencies and other people. That's just how the world works, right? We're all old enough to know that, you know. So we want to be careful with it, make sure that our credentials are all in order. And as far as felonies on our records, I have felonies on my record. Most of you know that. But you know what? That's what prompted me and David and Mada to start this. So that's what brought this about. So I don't.
But that makes us flexible. We're better because of it. You know?
Hey, I have a DUI record from that.
And keep her out of the casinos tonight, or otherwise she'll get another DUI.
I'm not driving over.
So closing, is there any questions that you want to address with the people that are here right now.
I wanna just tell the girls that, or anybody who needs business cards to order their business cards. Please.
Working on that for months.
Yes.
Well, go ahead. Are you done?
Now, how do
Sure.
they should contact me for that, correct?
Well,
Yes.
they can
Yes.
just,
You could help us,
Yeah.
yeah.
they
Okay,
can order, but just get the design, put it in the cart.
Oh, it's so difficult, they're all pretty.
I know.
It's like, yeah, which one?
if you want me to handle that for you, just send me your information and I will take care of it.
Yeah,
Okay?
Karen will hop on Vistaprint. Just send her an idea what you want, and then she could create the cards for you all. All right, you know what I mean? So
No problem.
I have a question. You said you guys, we got the VAO. Did you by chance reach out to Comtrams?
to who?
It's called Comtram.
No, I haven't. Karen, let Karen know about that. Let's see if we can get that going. Is that
They're
another?
also, yep, they're also contracted through Mercy Care
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
Access Services. So usually like, depending on which branch of the Access they're on, some
Right.
of them can use VAO and the ones that can't use VAO are contracted through Comtrams. So.
Got it. Okay.
That's
So
how
Karen, if you can, take note of that, and then we can look into it next week, that'd be. I just want to tell you guys, again, I can't thank you all enough. I know that, making the drive and doing all this out there is a crazy thing, and I tell you, I'll be very honest with you. The reason that one of the reasons, beside many, that we were holding it out there in Scottsdale originally, it was more of a personal issue for me because my son and fiance just bought a home, and they kept asking, they wanted me to come out there, and Mata and I wanted to go out and see the home. And so we kind of built it around that. We thought, now we can go see June, we could see Patricia, we can see Courtney, we can see Ray, we can see all of the people, out in that county out there. But kind of things took a turn, right? And so my son and his fiance got sick. So of course I got sick. I couldn't go out there, but I in no way was going to stop this trip. I know each and every one of you were probably looking forward to something like this. We all need to get away. We really do. We all need to just get the hell out of our everyday environment, out of our home, out of our going to our jobs, coming back home, going to school, studying, back to our apartment or dorm or whatnot. So I just want to let you know that Mata and I are pro advocates of staycations. So there will be many more meetings like this. The majority of them might be in Tucson, but there will be some out in Phoenix and Scottsdale. Yes.
So, Monique suggested, the Wild Horse Pass because she could, being a member, she gets discounts.
Well,
We always stay there, always.
Yeah,
I love it over there. I love it over there.
Me
The all the
too.
trees and everything are beautiful. They're
And it's-
beautiful over there.
I don't have to
I know
go
that they would
to
be
the
open.
city.
I know that they would be open to, inviting us in and letting us go there, So I would look into that. So, let them know that I give you guys my ID and.
Thank you.
But you would
Yes,
have to
thank
provide
you.
the tribal ID to get the discount.
yeah, Moniz, grease that palm, girl. Yeah. Mata and I always book our rooms there. That's like our go-to place. And that's why the only reason this time around is because of the one I just gave you. But we kind of wanted a different environment. But no, I love Wild Horse Pass. It's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, not a problem. And then the last thing that I want to say is this, is you probably all know that I'm going to be moving to the Philippines. Okay. And I'm moving to a small island. I mean, it's not too small, but it's small enough. So Mata and I have tickets for March 1st, okay, to depart Phoenix. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing everything possible to get the communications in order over there with satellite dish and backup systems and generator you know, and I know that June knows. June comes from Malaysia.
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, you understand that if there's one little storm or hurricane or something, you know, it knocks everybody out communication wise. So we're going to make sure that we have a fortress out there. It's not a mansion, it's not huge, it's our little home, but believe me, we have more money invested in communications and safety than we do the actual house. And I think that's kind of, you know, really important. So I'm going to try to keep the same phone number. It'll just, you know, forward to the country code out there and stuff like that. But I'm not abandoning you, my daughter. You know that. I told you that. Yeah, she's stressing out. But you know, David is going to be coming home soon. And I just wanted to let you guys know that David, you know, is Mata's brother. He's in the DOC. He's been in for how many years, Mata?
22.
For 22 years. Yeah. So David is so very proactive in this. He's one of our founders, and he brings an education to the table that I can't even imagine, you know. I mean, and he'll be in one of these meetings soon. He's out in possibly as early as 4 months to 7 months. He's coming home. So he's going to be a big part of what I'm doing too. And you know, he has a perspective that you know, again, I can't even imagine being locked up for 22 years. You know, yeah, that's just a crazy number. And he didn't do anything to deserve that. You know, it's nothing like you would think. I mean, murderers get much less time than that. He just had a bad judge. And that's one of the reasons, you know, Karen is with us. Mata and I had our first interview with Karen, and Karen impressed us greatly because immediately we can tell she was not a judgmental person. Karen and her husband both have worked prison outreach for many years. So they know all about it, and they know about second chances, and they know, and those are the kind of people we need on board with us, you guys. You know, we don't want somebody who's scared of somebody's background. I mean, you know, it depends what their background is. I understand that, but there's nobody in this organization that would have a background that we need to be, you know, scared about or threatened. So I'm an advocate of giving second, third, fourth, and fifth chances, as I know Karen is, you know, and all of you are. The fact that you have been in the system, some of you, you know, to me, that's one of the highest credentials, in my view, that you could ever have. I couldn't care less. You know, you can hold a doctorate, you can do this. And that's another thing I love about June. She keeps insisting, don't call me Dr. Lau, you know, don't call me Dr. Lau. You know, I mean, you know, in America, you know how most doctors feel, right? Yvette, you know, you've dealt with their egos for many years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know, how refreshing it was to meet June, you know, here, you know, insisting that we don't call her a doctor, and you guys need to hop on her LinkedIn and look at some of her experiences she's had. She's incredible, and we're really honored to have her aboard with us. And you know, it's huge for us to have that. So. And thank you for staying on board. And Courtney, you as well, man. You are awesome. You know, Courtney and I had a talk, and I don't think that people are recognizing Courtney for her experience and credentials that she has. You know, they want to use these behavioral health people. And Courtney's got 2 masters, I believe, right?
Yeah, 2.5. I got to finish the third one.
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is awesome. I mean, you know, and she's with these agencies that are like, you know, they're not taking care of their people, man. They're just not. You know, they're about the bottom line, the dollar, and that's okay. You know, if they're out there for us to invite and have the honor of bringing in our circle, better for us, because I think that and I think that we all feel the same. Ray is the same way. Ray's been offered plenty of money and by one of his investors, and you know what he says to them? No, just wait. Let's make sure it works. I mean, you know, you don't find too many guys like that out there. Okay. In fact, Ray has an investor. I believe that's going to be really vital to the school that we're building in Uganda. So hats off to you, Ray. Don't worry, you don't need to talk. I know it's hard with your phone, but oh, there he is.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah. No, yeah, we'll be talking a little bit more this coming week about that.
Yeah.
I did speak to them about that. So
okay.
There's some things that me and you will have to go over on that.
Definitely.
All right.
So great. Thank you. And you know, so look, I'm all about helping everybody. Just remember though, everybody has to know this. We cannot do it without money. We cannot do it without money. So, you know, so just please know that part of it, and any opportunity you see, put it on the table. If we can do it, we'll make it happen. Okay.
James, can I ask one last question? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Earlier in the meeting, you had mentioned Brett Matosian, and then there was Michelle also. What was her last name again?
Michelle's last name is, I'll tell you right now, is I think it's Marshall, but it's spelled differently. She's on LinkedIn.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's Marshel.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and she's the director of communications for the National Association of the State Workforce. And from what Ray says, Ray's met her, I believe, once on the yard. She went out, and she's the one, right, Ray, that has a lot of say in what programs happen and stuff.
Yeah, she's the one that brought the bread program into DOC. It's actually funded by Doug Ducey. There was a $36 million budget that they have for that program, and it teaches a lot of the inmates how to do truck driving, culinary school. I mean, there's a lot of different trade schools that they actually put into this. She's actually spearheading that with Brett as well too. Brett's on the yard as well too. He walks the yard and helps her out too with different things like that as well. So it also they also coordinate with people with colleges on the outside, and also for housing and getting their license and things like that. So it goes into a lot of different areas. But I know she's the one that's in charge of putting all that together and corresponding with the higher ups of DOC. I think she works next to the directors, right next to the directors. She actually has her own, I think it's her own brand, her own department, and then she corresponds directly with Washington as well, to let them know about these programs that they're having in DOC.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Courtney, and June. Thank you for staying on board with us. I appreciate it.
No problem. It was a great talk, but I missed some stuff because of the audio, but you know, nice to meet everyone.
Yes, definitely. Okay, you guys. So that's we will adjourn the meeting unless there's something else.
Hi, June. Thank you.
Bye. See ya.
Okay,
I'll talk to you some other time and better. Bye, everyone.
3:10 p.m. January 22nd, 2022. We'll adjourn the minutes, and we're all set. And you guys eat, as my Italian family would say, a manja manja, people.
Love you, John.
Love you guys. Love you, God. Bye.
Bless you.
Bye, you guys.
Salam.